Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Getting ready for my next big art show in the coming week. Next week will also mark an important anniversary. It's an unusual timekeeping device that I use, but next week will mark 4 Curry years since I began my art career back in 2022. I define a Curry year as 138.376 days, the half-life of polonium-210, because I think that's the most universal unit of time we could use when we finally leave the Earth, right? It's the half-life of one of the lightest naturally occurring radioisotopes, right? I think that's about as universal a timekeeping device we could have. So I sometimes use years like that. I'm just about to celebrate my 100th birthday, and among other things, we just had next at the end of April we're gonna have 332 years since polonium-210 was discovered, right? So I sometimes use that as a timekeeping. It makes for shorter years that you can set resolutions to as well. So it's not just for the benefit of the universe, it's for the benefit of my own well-being as well. I've been obsessed with zinc as of late because of how inexpensive it is. It's a lot easier to pour one of these and sell it for 10 times material costs, right? Out of bismuth, out of other metals, out of pewter, and certainly not out of silver, you're not going to get anywhere near. You're lucky to even get your money back when you pour one of these out of silver, right? So that's why I really love zinc as of now. I discovered that molten zinc poured into water can make intricate shapes just like this, right? And again, this is like literally like 50 cents worth of zinc, right? And very easy to get a good, even if I don't make bank on this, right? It's still fun to do, and just about anything I could sell it for, it is a profit, right? Titanium is another one of my favorite metals, again because it's inexpensive. I can get one of these plates for $4, and I can anodize all sorts of patterns on it. Here's a Sator square. Now this one I'm probably not going to sell because it's made of tantalum, which is quite a bit pricier. So I made a little bit of a tantalum art bar, if you will, just like how people do with silver with Sator square. But this slab of metal costs like 200 bucks, so probably not going to sell this. I just ordered a much larger tantalum sheet. I plan to do an even bigger word square on it, and maybe the world's hardest Sudoku puzzle, right? Something interesting happened when I was doing tantalum. So I didn't want to mess it up. It's very intricate how you put the labels on there. You need very steady hands. So I took a break from consuming caffeine, especially dark baking chocolate. So let me see if I can see the expiration date on here, because this bar has been with me for months. I thought I was going to go back to the caffeine. Okay, it's in 2026. That doesn't tell us very much about when it was made. See, I stopped consuming caffeine at the beginning of February. I thought my tantalum was going to come. I was going to finish it, and I was going to go back on Valentine's Day, actually, because Valentine's Day is all about chocolate, right? Unfortunately, somebody at the post office decided to quiet quit, and I didn't get this slab until 3 weeks after I had ordered it. And then I got obsessed with it, decided to order some more tantalum to do that bigger piece that I'm talking about. And then after I do that and I discover how well it turns out, I might not go back to the caffeine. That's how addiction works, right? It's much easier to switch what you're addicted to than to actually get off of addiction, right? Which is why I'm so terrified about ever getting myself addicted to painkillers. I sometimes I worry. You know, you guys know I love to speculate on strategic metals, on mining stocks. I sometimes get worried that I might get myself addicted to day trading. My dad was kind of borderline addicted to day trading when I was a kid, and it almost destroyed our family. Anyway, one of the reasons I really ramped up my art lately is because, and then I got, from sorting out all the zinc pennies, I got a lot of copper pennies left. I hope to figure out how to melt these. every time I've tried melting copper, I've made a mess of myself. It has a much higher melting point than zinc. And again, I can get it so cheaply that it'll be easy to turn a profit, right? But one of the reasons I got myself see, the art projects have been a kind of a weird trade-off situation. You may have noticed that I've been a lot more relaxed at my job as of late, right? My boss says something that was unexpected, untoward. Instead of panicking, I actually problem solve with my boss, right? And sometimes make things even better than before we had the bad news, right? That's been me as of late. But the reason I can do that is because I have the secondary career. I mean, it's not enough to pay the bills, but it's been enough to put aside a cushion, right? And when I hear anything that requires problem solving, I can actually problem solve, right? I'm not thinking about where my next meal is coming from. I'm not thinking about where I'm going to sleep tonight. I'm not thinking about all the other problems, right? And those things are just such a distraction. I mean, don't get me wrong. It does incentivize me to be who I am, but at the same time, they could be distractions when they come when those questions come up at the wrong, inopportune times, right? And the art project has put a big relief valve on all of that, right? All right, happy 4 Curry year anniversary to my art career. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.